humility. Humility is the first lesson in life. Now the reason that humility is the first lesson in life is to help you do more than observe it. It is one thing to observe release. It is another thing altogether when humility is applied. Humble release followed by humble acceptance will lead somewhere other than back to humility. Endlessly through our lifetimes, we will be presented with a variety of changing observations containing those and other life lessons. They come in no particular order, and humility is the key to those doorways. One leads to another and is carried forward in the observation. Gratitude, with or without humility, does not look the same when it is preceded by humility. Humble acceptance and humble release. At this point, humble gratitude would carry you forward with these observations, and observed gratitude would return you to humility as a default. Boop, boop. Navigating these options will lead to a greater understanding of your role sometimes. A good working example of this would be for me to suggest that you would more than likely skip through the book so far. You had read more than one book before, so you feel you can predict some of what is next, enabling you to skip read. The book's subject and approach is a stretch by most people's imaginations and has yet to provide any evidence. You would have to be completely childlike or enlightened to have the humility to automatically have the release and acceptance required to observe all we had written so far. So I humbly suggest you go back and read from the cover again, applying what I have proposed regarding humility. Thank you. Boop, boop. Now, as a note to artists, your first lesson in life is release, followed rapidly by humility. If you can't truly release, your efforts will be tainted. Boop, 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 boop. Worrying about where your art comes from, or where it will go, or how it will be rewarded for it, is an imaginary block or hurdle. Get over it. Boop, boop. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you. We say thank you whenever we remember to, out loud sometimes and silently. You don't have to wear gratitude on your sleeve, but you can when it's appropriate. Thank you is my mantra, sometimes. To be a complete twat, you're going to have to be grateful for the positive equally with the negative. Sometimes. Whenever you observe, you will be given the opportunity to be grateful. Every situation you encounter and have an observed relationship with, it will have equal amounts of positive and negative, supporting the other, making it possible for you to be grateful for the observed and the unobserved at the same time. Boop, boop. Thank you. When you reach for an apple, you could practice silent gratitude for your arm working as you reach. You could have a silent thank you for the pear that you're not eating. And the company you share it with could receive open gratitude. Slowly over time, thank you will become gratitude. Thank you. Our working practice for gratitude, just as in the physical world of reality, the mind is made up from endless boops, booping around, making observations and changing its viewpoint, making the same boop observations and lessons that we observe in the real world. Boop, boop. Now a string of humble observations is okay, but who wants a string of its opposites? Let somebody else do that job, that's what I say. So whenever you find your mind wandering down the path of negativity, use thank you as a default. Be grateful for understanding it's negative. Be grateful it's there. Be grateful for its lessons. You can find the positive and be grateful. And you can stop thinking about it now and think about something positive. Boop, boop. Thank you. Sometimes, the sum of all time. Everything is only possible sometimes. There are no stable constants, only sometimes. The universe is made up from endless possibilities that only happen sometimes. Try not to concern yourself with doing everything. It's taken care of, sometimes. Do not stress yourself out with trying to control stuff or hold on to it. Observe it and decide if you're happy or not. Nobody is in a good mood all the time. Only sometimes. Pretty simple. Sometimes. Sometimes is my main mantra. Sometimes thank you is my main mantra. Boop boop. Booping. With every boop, you receive a brand new boop brainwave. Boop boop. A boop is never alone and is sometimes observed. Hope. The smallest amount of hope imaginable can disperse all known fear. Thank you. Boop boop. Time. Time is on your side. Boop boop. Faith. Faith never leaves your side. Boop. Masturbating. Masturbating, masturbating. All forms of repetition are masturbation. Stop masturbating to your failures. If you are not reaching an orgasm, why are you repeating yourself? Math. Naught, one, and many. These are the only true math numbers that work. Similar to the binary system that computers utilize. Naught, one, and many. You don't have one, you do have one, or you have enough to share. Boop, boop. The zero, circle of fire, the ring of... In this simple equation of life and death, zero, observing zero, merely has to turn 90 degrees of observation and it becomes one. Do it exponentially and it becomes a universe you and I share. Thank you, Bob. Spin a wedding band, for example. Or share stuff openly with the universe you and I share. Boop, boop. Money. Money is a river that flows in all directions. Hold on to it and it will go stagnant, or it'll drown you. Hold on to it wisely. Use it with humility, or burn it with humility, sometimes. Boop boop. Sex, food and shelter. All your decisions are based on creating, defending, sharing and juggling these resources. You can't feed the world if you're hungry. Boop. You are the boop. The boop is everything. Respect yourself and the boop will respect you. Boop boop. Guidance. Listen to the voices in your head. Emotional baggage. When you go to bed at night, why don't you just leave all that crap outside to sleep on the lawn with all the other tools of your life and forget about them? When you wake in the morning, it happens every day. Everything you need to face the day and your needs will be there to help you. And the rest will be available for you and the universe to share, when appropriate. Trust me, I'm not a real doctor. Boop, boop. Potential. Potential is very seductive. Never fall in love with potential. Love me, not my potential. Bop. When you are focused on potential, you are no longer in the moment, making fear and greed-based judgments. Boop, boop. Comfort. An illusion that death uses to seduce the life out of you. Be wary. Boop, boop. Ever-decreasing circles of comfort and fear will shut down the rest of your awareness, senses, brain, responses, and you will die young and cold and alone. With humble courage, challenge your experience and discover new things when opportunity knocks. Cleaning. is an opportunity to be grateful and be comfortable with oneself sometimes. Boop boop. Stability. Forget about it. The only stable constant is change sometimes. Value. Genuine value does not come for free, and it must be worked for. Boop boop. Sometimes. Opportunity. It will come knocking with Lady Luck. Be available with humility and then act responsibly. Boop. Insurance. Honesty is the best policy. Boop boop. Altruism. This is not a back door to buying favour with God and securing a place in heaven. It is a way of being. Okay? Art. When you create something and people saying, oh, no, you know what that needs? You should probably stop. It's perfect. Boop. The moment where Bop lives. Boop boop.